All right, well, we should be live, and we'll give it just a minute here to make sure it popped there. Hey, everybody. All right, so it looks like we have a few in chat. We just got one talking, so let's say hi to Jackie. Miss Jackie Jacaranda is here. Thank you so much for being here.
Jackie
And
J.
yes, that's a great job with the moderating. So really glad to see her. Oh, Mr. Geek Killbilly, Keith is here. Hey, Keith, how are you?
Got the East Coast represented right now.
There you go. There you go. I forgot where you told me you lived. I know you're in Central, so
yeah, I think he's like near where
no,
I'm in the triangle.
Yeah, you're in Central though, right?
Yeah, so I'm in Memphis. Yes.
Memphis. That's right. That's right. He's in Kentucky. So, yeah, I'm on the other side of him in Virginia in the mountains.
Correct.
Too. So, yeah. Yep. So let me just go over what we're going to do. The notification just popped, so there might be some watching us back. So hi to everybody watching us back. I appreciate you being here. What I want to do is just, Minnassa was nice enough to have me on her channel. And when we did that, she let me tell my story, which meant so much to me. So I want to return the favor. So we're going to pretty much get to know Minnassa, and I think it's going to be really interesting. And if you guys have any questions, she has agreed that you're more than welcome to ask any questions that you have. Now, if she doesn't want to answer them, she has the right to not answer them. So that's with me too. She let me know if I don't like it, I'll just tell you. And I said, yes, that's what I want. That's what I want to know. So. Yeah, I think, let's see here. Patricia's here. Hey, Patricia. Gina M's here. Amber the Page.
Gina M.
And Amber Page is new. Yeah,
hello,
just
Amber.
Joined. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming, Amber.
Indeed. And hello, Flowing.
Right. Flowing's here. Yes, wonderful. All right. Yeah, I see them piling in now. I figured they would be.
Yeah, because the thing just hit.
It just hit. Yeah, it hits kind of late sometimes. So you know all about that with StreamYard.
Indeed. I see my Memphis sister is here, Renee.
Oh, is Renee here? Oh, yeah. Hey, Renee. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So, yeah, as everybody's coming in, we'll say hello to you. Tracy Ralph, hello.
Yes, Tracy.
Welcome, welcome.
Sweetie pie.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and if you don't mind me asking you about your channel, I want to know more about your channel. I've, of course, listened to some of the premieres. I'd like you to just describe what you do and go for it.
Well, my channel is a safe and sacred space. It is a space for, first of all, people who are looking to grow and grow spiritually, who are wanting to connect with their spirituality in an authentic way, who are, of course, it's always an LGBTQ plus safe and trans safe. Now, I know the T in LGBTQ T is trans, but oh my goodness, Richie, all the way from the UK. Mwah. But I want to let people know in that space that they are safe. Now, I'm a very spiritual person, and I'm an ordained minister from a traditional church. And I actually had a reading with someone who said, bring your gifts together. And so that's sort of what my YouTube channel is. It is a safe and sacred space for me to practice my spirituality, to bring my pastoral and ministerial gifts, to guide and direct, and to do some tarot reading every now and then, do some mindfulness, and to do some Reiki. And that's what I do. I am a light worker, and I'm a minister. I am a channel for spirit, a vessel for spirit, sort of like a prophetess in a way. So most people think of prophets as someone who tell about what's going to happen in the future. But even if you looked at the Old Testament or prophets from the old days, they are really forth-telling. Viviani, they are really forth-telling. They're talking about, thus saith the divine. This is what's going on in your life. So that's sort of how my tarot readings go. You know, I always say, I get it when people have a breakup and stuff. See, I'm like a bitch for entertainment purposes only. If you break up with me, F you, I'm not going to ever talk to you again. We ain't getting back together. So when people are like, oh, are me and my ex going to get back together? I'm like, why? And so my readings are really a form of spiritual guidance, a way to What are your gifts trying to say to you? Hey, Beverly, what are your guides trying to say to you? How do you move forward? How do you create your best life? I want everyone living their full authentic life, healed, release their trauma, moving and grooving in a way that we can all help uplift this planet, all be a place where this world works for everyone, even people who love Trump. And believe me, here in Memphis, Tennessee, there are a lot of people that, right, because a part of that is they're not healed. There's a fear there. There's a wanting to keep things the same because they all feel safe and stuff like that. But if we can create a safe space where everyone can live in a world that is loving and fulfilling and empowering. I know you say, oh, that sounds like a utopia. Okay, let it be that. So, whole long thing to say that my channel is a safe and sacred space where I share my gifts of preaching, teaching, divination, Reiki healing, and mindfulness. And if you show up, you're going to get some kind of combination of that. And of course, all surrounded by love and light. Thank you for
I
coming to
love
my
that.
TED Talk.
I love that. I love that. And I have a question for you. I wanted to say hi to Misty Day. This is her second time with me and her second
Oh,
time in a
yay.
YouTube chat. I know her from working with her down the block. So I want to say hi to Misty and anybody else who missed. The couple, Viviani, and some more came in there, Beverly. So welcome, welcome. So, yeah, Minnassa, I'd like to ask you a question. So I was raised Southern Baptist.
That's right. Y'all running the show here in
Hellfire,
Memphis.
hellfire, and brimstone. So, how do you go about when you go to your church? What is the difference between that and the Southern Baptist? That's what. Do you mind if I ask that question to you?
Not at all. So the where I am at spiritually in the spiritual center that I serve at, which is called Open Heart Spiritual Center here in Memphis. I also am a guest speaker at the Unity Christian Church in Memphis. So Unity, New Thought. So if you heard in the old days, it was the Church of Religious Science, but they changed that because they didn't want people thinking they were Scientology. So Ernest Holmes is the vessel or the founder at Pentecostal, hallelujah. And I still use some of those things, right? But
Yeah.
it's free of the judgment and the fear and the trauma. Fowler, thank you. So this is the new thought. So this is an understanding from Ernest Holmes that we are one with the divine. We don't, first of all, there's no original sin. We weren't, there's no original sin, there's no judgment, there's no hell, and there's no devil, because all there is God, and God is wholeness. God is goodness. And this is, you put in the word universe, source, God is, the divine is wholeness, oneness, health, love, and light. And it cannot help but be that. And so that is what I believe in. And in many ways, that is all throughout the Bible, but that's not popular. Even the
Right.
Sermon on the Mount, which is one of Master Teacher Jesus's greatest sermons, most ministers don't preach from that because it's about love and humility and community
Yep.
and connection. And that doesn't sell. There's a movie called The Book of Eli that has Denzel Washington and what is the guy? He's like a shapeshifter. I told my daughter, I know he's not a human. He's Sirius Black in Harry Potter. He's Commissioner
Oh
Gordon
yeah.
Batman, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
in that movie, Gary Oldman's, by the things that Denzel Washington does, he figures out that he is has something to know about the Bible, and he wants that book. He wants the Bible because he wants to use it to control people. And so that's what has happened. That fear, like here, Southern Baptist, there is so much fear in this. I cannot tell you. Sometimes it's just palatable. Retired. Geek Hilly, that we're gonna have to get together. We're all kind of close. But that concept, fear, like I used to always say, how could you be in church and then go out and want to lynch a Black person? What were you
Yeah.
what were you learning, right? Because fear keeps people committed, right?
Mm.
Well, And so I don't do any of that. And someone said, well, what if you go to hell? Okay, because I'm living my best life now. But I told someone, I don't, that's right. I told someone I am banking on the love of the divine. You can't love and then, part of the times the church has got like a bipolar divinity, Like one
Yeah.
time my aunt said, God is very loving, but he'll strike you dead. Okay, which is it?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's where I'm at. I'm a new thought minister, a new age minister, and I believe in the oneness of the divine. That I believe, as
I
Shirley
love that.
MacLaine said years ago on her show, coming out on Lynn, I am God. Scott, you are God. Jackie, you are God.
Yes,
You are God.
yes.
Patricia, you are God. Richie, you are God. Gerald, my boyfriend, is God. God is in each one of us. And so
That's
I don't
right.
have a reason to be afraid of you if I understand that's that saying, namaste, the goddess within me honors
Mhm.
and recognizes the goddess, the God, the divine within you. And so that's what you'll see on my channel. And that's where I'm at. But fear sells, division sells, other sells. And so that is what the church has banked on. And that's not God. Gandhi a long time ago said, I love Jesus, but I don't like the people that represent Jesus.
Thank you. Yeah,
And so there is
yeah.
so much good in the church, but it gets, just like the divine feminine. If there's in the Old Testament, there's this whole story about how people keep wanting to honor the Asherah and they're just trying to destroy the stuff. Well, all religions, all spiritual paths have a divine and feminine. All religions have the gods have their wives, or the wives have their husbands. So this woman, this divine feminine, they're constantly trying to stomp out in the Bible is the wife of Elohim. And people say, the Shekinah presence. That is the divine feminine. So it's
Right.
all there, just hidden. Yes, you have to unlearn. You have to, Mr. Your soul,
Unlearn.
you
Yeah.
have to unlearn because fear and guilt. So for a long time,
Hmm.
it's hard for me to get down with Jesus. Yes, money, fear, and guilt. I'm going to buy my way into heaven. I'm going to get my fire insurance so I don't go to hell. And so, I'm like, why would you be even interested in a God that's like that?
Yeah.
Like listen to
Yeah.
the story. I created the
Out
world.
of
I
fear.
let this
Fear
little
keeps
evil
them
creature
strapped
be in
in.
there, and it's tricked the people. Like the whole thing about Adam and Eve. So everyone wants to blame everything on Eve. So so if you read that scripture though, when it says that the serpent was having talking serpents, that is a goddess in nearly all religions, right? So here's this story where they're really trying to undo the divine feminine, but you don't know that, right? So it says that the serpent told Eve this, and then in our mind, Eve had to wander around the garden to find Adam. No, look at that text. It says she turned to her husband. Adam was there the whole time. So if he knew what the serpent was saying wasn't right, he's just like, nah, B, we ain't listening to this. Right. But again, okay, so yes, I'm about love and about the oneness and about a divinity that is life giving, that is life empowering, and that is the one source. And by connecting to that, and that's what I do. Yeah, it's about control. By I am a conduit. I want to invite you to your divinity. And so, yes, being here, they got crosses everywhere. The people just got it's like, again, they're so focused on the outside. I want you to see I got a big old cross on. I have a
Right.
cross outside my house. So busy. But what are they doing on the inside?
Right.
Spirituality, mindfulness, even our spiritual gifts, our divination begins within.
Would you like to tell your story? You're doing a great job with and I wanted to hear about that. What about Minnassa? What can we know about Minnassa and how you were either raised or your story, if you're comfortable, with the LGBTQ plus? You've already mentioned that. I would love to hear more about that, but that is up to you.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I'm kidding.
That's fine. That's good. That's
Right,
fine.
end of show, click. So
Yeah.
my government name is Villa Willis, and Minnassa is my corporation. And I am Minnassa because Minnassa is me, my sixth dimensional guide. Hey, Nancy. She is my sixth dimensional guide. So I am her, and she is me. And yes, love clears and cleans, and me. And so once, and it's funny, so she is an African entity, and people kept seeing her when I would get readings, and they would say, "Hey, Shakita, that they've got you got some powerful African male in your." Well, she's not a man, but she has a very short haircut, which usually I have, and she's fierce. She will kick my ass and everybody else's ass if she needs to, for entertainment purposes only. And yes, I cuss, so I'm just saying. Here we go.
Oh, you're good
So
with my channel. You go for it.
So my path, so I grew up in an African American family. Obviously, I was born a poor Black child. Who knows what movie that came from and who made that statement? So I grew up in an African American family. My family moved from Indiana to California. And
Mhm.
that is a statement from Steve Martin. If you ever saw Steve Martin, the movie The Jerk, Steve Martin begins that with, "I was born a poor Black child," which of course is like, what? But anyway,
Yeah.
and I grew up in a family that wanted me to succeed. That's part of the reason they left the South or Indiana. And so it was like, you're going to get a college degree, you're going to become a doctor or an attorney, right? You're going to make big money, you're going to succeed. Well, I couldn't be a doctor. I say, there's only two things that kept me from being a doctor. One is the mathematics, excuse my itchy nose. One is the mathematics. And two is that I love human body fluids inside the human. But outside of human, I'm not dealing with your snot, your poop, your pee, your
A lot of
blood, your
people like
whatever.
that.
So I just can't do that. But so I went to school to be an attorney. My initial degree is in political science, and I hated all my pre-law classes. So I thought, okay, this isn't working for you. So, but I was such a people pleaser. I was the only oldest child, and what happened was all my other cousins had this all my other cousins had this expectation. Well, they weren't doing that. So more and more and more and more and more and more ends up on my shoulders. So I'm like a bank manager, and I don't like that, but my family's so pleased. Then I met this handsome, tall man, and him and I had a baby, but we weren't married. Well, not to each other. He was married, right? Oh,
Oh,
put
okay.
my business out in the streets. And I have my beautiful daughter,
Yes,
which
I met
my
her. She is
family
beautiful.
was a challenge for them, but I just I was so busy living my life to please other people. So I eventually somehow felt the call to ministry, which was something I had my whole life. I went to seminary. I grew up in the
Really?
AME denomination. And so I become an ordained Methodist minister. I get sent to a small church in Southern California, which in the city of Blythe, which my dear friend's father, Dan, may he rest in peace, called the armpit. You see, my daughter's like, yes, I'm an amazing child, Lily Benu. Um, he called the
That's not Lily.
armpit of the United States. And when I got there, it was awful. Like no one wanted to go there to be a pastor. So here I come. I just saw a lot of toxic things. And then the other thing is, I saw my daughter becoming a preacher's kid. And I don't mean that in a nice way. I mean
Right.
that in a way, and I thought, oh, heck no. And so I literally packed up my stuff from the church at like 2 in the morning,
Mm.
left my keys on the door, on the desk, and walked out and walked away. So came back to California. Hey, Kiba, with my tail between my legs, had to live with my mother at 45 years old or whatever. I don't know why I was that old. Anyway, and then I started working in this job that I did not have the skill set for, which I do now, with this sweet angel of my life, Terry McCubbin, a sweet angel. She would drag me all around with her because the other reps were like, Dilla don't know what she's doing. And I met with Terry and a client, and the client said to Terry, do you know the secret? And Terry said, yes, I know the secret. So I'm like, what in the hell is the secret? So then I found the secret. And I then got introduced to Abraham Hicks. I
Yep.
ended up going to Agape with Michael Beckwith, and that began my journey, a healing journey of seeing so much that's already in the Bible, so much of what I taught, but not from a guilt-induced way, but from
Right.
a love-filled way. And that began my path. So I went to a Centers for Spiritual Living church um, in my wildness. So I got married in the midst of that. Thank you, Marsha. It's a combination of lipsticks. I got married to a man who I shouldn't have married, and he shouldn't have married me. One, because I was desperate to prove that I was lovable and that some man would marry me. And but the best thing is, thank you. I told him my secret. And my secret was I had always been sexually attracted to women. Now, of course, being a minister and being in my family was already kind of sexually suppressed. Um, well, he heard threesome, which can be very fun. Okay, moving on. Well, anyway,
It's
I
okay.
just leave that alone. I did get a taste of lady love, and I'm like, oh hell, this is good. So, long
Yes.
story short, I put an ad, a raunchy ad, on Craigslist one night because my husband was not acting the way that I wanted him to act. And let me tell you something, especially about the church and women in the church. I got so many Black women responding to my ad about, I think I said I was bi curious at that time. Um, Hungry for that lady love, hungry to express themselves, but so fearful about the judgment from the church and their family. Well, in the midst of all that wildness, I met a lady named Denise, and I got a taste of her, and I'll leave it at that and other things. And I was hooked. She, on the other hand, was like, well, I have plans, so I can't meet you this weekend. Because I'm like a stalker. Once I get with you, you with me.
All
And
right.
so he was like, oh, I can't meet you this weekend. Well, her plans changed. And then I said, okay, good. She goes, well, I can't meet you the next. All her plans started changing. And this beautiful woman is now my wife. So I know I
Yes.
feel like I'm just telling everybody my business, but I don't care because you know
That's
what? I am living
great.
my best life. I am. If you told me you're gonna marry a lady, I'd be like bullshit. You're gonna live to the south? Oh hell no! I ain't going over there with all those hicks and that prejudice. But here I am, willing and able and open to do new things. And so, thank you, Marcia. And so here I am, and that's my story. And so, I have had a dream to be a public speaker, to do mindfulness work. And on Wednesday, I will be doing my first of 7 mindfulness sessions at Out Memphis. Out Memphis is the LGBTQIA plus ABCDBEFG Center here in Memphis. It is the premier, number one, been here since the 60s. A center, a door was slammed in my face with another organization, but Spirit, or right as they say in the Pentecostal church, right? But God had a way. So Spirit had a way. I said, okay, and I'm grateful. I was telling my wife, so grateful for my healing because I would have cussed that person out and slammed the door in my face. I would have been pissed off, but I sat there. I got angry and I said, Spirit, where is the pivot? And Spirit had already set me up. And this door has opened. And then it's very funny because Spirit I wasn't getting any inspiration. But the minute that this worked out without Memphis, and thank you, Neil, and thank you, Anu, and thank you, this great organization, for opening your doors to a complete stranger because they didn't know me. And much love to Audrey, who wrote the letter recommending me. I will be doing a mindfulness session with this community. It'll be on Zoom, so I'll put that information, or I'll send it to you, Scott. I'll get it out.
Love it.
I will be doing a 1 hour, once a week, mindfulness sessions. I also just applied to speak in Great Britain, and so the doors are opening. But I had to. I'm on it. You know what? I don't have anything to hide except for maybe my tattoos, which is on my booty. So that's a whole different,
That's
that's
another
a whole
channel.
different thing. And but I want to be open because I want people to know, first of all, that my spiritual gifts have been with me from day one. When I was 8 and 9, okay, 8 and 9 years old, my friends who were 8 and 9 come to me with their problems, and then I would be dispensing all this wisdom. right? Because I was claircognizant, clairaudient. I was hearing and connecting. I just didn't know. I just didn't know what it was. Right. And then even when I was in high school, I could have been a straight bitch and a mean girl because people, I knew everybody's business because people were
Right.
coming to me. So I've had those gifts. I spoke at my high school. So all of those gifts now coming and being able to serve my highest good, to serve the LGBTQ community and to be able to do, yes, I'm going to turn 59. So I'm a late bloomer. Years ago, I got a reading with a man who I wish I had paid attention. I paid attention, but knew who he was now, that I was a late bloomer. And so here I am. It's never too late. I got married the first time at 48. I got married the second time at, I was 57, right? It's never too late. You can live your dreams. I'm trying to get across that pond. And you can, I think Misty had said unlearn. You got to take that time. People talk about
Yep.
shadow work, which is a lot of stuff. Yeah, they can't stand on. Honesty is not about conformity. That's what I'm saying. Honesty is conformity is not about honesty. Hey, 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 Heather. So I'm just wanting to let you know it's never too late. You have nothing to hide. Who you are is wonderful. Who you are is acceptable. And who you are is who the world needs today. We are transformative agents, and I feel like Uncle Sam. We need you. Okay, end of TED Talk number 2.
That was awesome. And as a gay man who was raised in a very red environment, um, in the '80s, and was actually taught to shame the way I felt and the way that I acted and the way that I even looked at times, because I didn't like the things that normal boys liked. I liked the things that girls liked. And that was just, made me right up there with a murderer in this community that I'm in now. This is much better. I'm only back here because of my mom, but by listening to what people like you have to say, it makes me feel so liberated and so great all over again, that I was able to snatch out of that and to become who I really am, and to say, you know what, I'm not only who I am, I'm proud of who I am, because this is how I was made to be. I was made to be different, and different is okay, different is good, right? So just wanted to add that there.
That's true. I say not different. You're just a unique expression of the divine. If we were all the same, how
Exactly.
dull. So you are a unique
Exactly.
expression of the divine. I'm a unique expression of the divine. Look at flowers. It's not just one rose, right? There's a ton: yellow, red, purple, all the different times. I mean, even I did a thing for a diversity and inclusion talk, that there are so many different types of cockroaches, right? There's diversity. There's uniqueness. That is the mark of the divine, unique and different. Yes,
Right.
all of us, perfect as we are.
Beverly's asking if we could all pray for Linda G in her time of need. So, yeah, if you just want to take a moment and just send up our positive vibes for Linda G. I saw that yesterday, and there's a big need there. So, just take a moment here. Thank you, Beverly, for bringing that to our attention.
Knowing that all is well, and that where Linda G is, the divine is in, as, and through her, in, as, and through this situation, and working every detail for her highest good. And so it is.
Right. So it is. I love that. I love that. So the other question that I was going to ask you is about your tarot journey. Can you tell me about that? I would love to hear about that as well.
And excuse my itchy face. I put on moisturizer before, but
Oh, you're beautiful, my dear.
my
Beautiful.
tarot journey has, again, I've always had an interest in those things. And so when I began back with The Secret and looking at New Age things, I've always loved the tarot, horoscopes, to me, all those things are divination. Horoscopes, tarot, astrology, all of those things, just psychic crystals. And so by coinky dink, right, I had left my job. I was wanting to start my own business, and I was driving for Uber because I did have financial responsibilities to my wife and our household. And so while my business was developing, I was planting the seeds. I was driving for Uber or Lyft, I think. Excuse me. And so one night, I was driving in Belmont Shores, which is the hoity-toity part of Long Beach. And I picked up a lady. She got in the car and she was talking to someone. She said, Terrell. And I said, did you say Terrell? And said, yes, I just picked her up outside of a store called Z Fabrique. Don't ask me, okay? Don't ask me. It's called Z Fabrique.
I won't ask.
Yeah, I don't know what the name. So they had what was called um, a psychic round robin, and she had participated. And so this was in 2018, even though I had been doing tarot cards. I started the tarot in 2017 as part of my healing journey from my divorce and things. So like Cindy Soil and Soil, I think in Great Britain, she talks about that, how the tarot was an aspect of healing. And it helped me connect with my intuitive gifts and really understand that my preaching, my teaching, my speaking, my prophesying, all that was a part of my intuitiveness, and that these cards were tools to bring people to their oneness and to their divinity. So I joined the next psychic round robin and had a blast. So I was doing readings there at Z Fabrique. I got some training at uh, what is it, Lily? Soul Purpose in Long Beach. And my real mentorship is at a place, if you're in the San Fernando Valley in California, San Fernando Valley, go to Ventura and Reseda to a place called the Imagine Center. There with Goddess Tahita, who is just, I can't even put into words what an amazing spiritual entity she is, mentored me and groomed me for doing my oneness meditation. So oneness meditation, I do everyone on the equinox or solstice, where oneness is where the divine is. When I am at one with myself, I am the most divine. And it's from this oneness I can create, I can evolve, I can manifest. And so if we all come into a space of oneness, we magnify that. And so allowing me to do that at her center, I remember one time she actually came to the oneness. I was like, what is Goddess Tahita doing here? And she just really said, I need to be fed myself. And so all those things happen. And so from working at Z Fabrique and from working at Soul Purpose and at Imagine Center, I started my business, which is Minnassa. I want to give a shout out to Gabby Raphael, because she also mentored me and taught me about that's how I found out about Minnassa. She introduced me to my higher spirit selves. And that's how my business began. And now we are all one in Christ. As you go, I will preach that. And so that's how my business got started. And that's what I'm doing here now. And so people started having, I used to, maybe about 18 months ago, I was doing like Tarot Tuesdays. But not very consistent, because I was working and my wife was having some medical challenges, and we were testing in our faith and standing strong, because my family, my daughter, my mother, and our spiritual community stood shoulder to shoulder with us, arm in arm. And so then I met Renee through Open Heart Spiritual Center, and she was like, you need that, da, da, da. And I'm like, no, I'm an old lady. I don't know how to do that. And she was like, girl. So literally one day, we did it through Zoom, I think. She took me through how to start up my channel. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do Tarot Talk with Minnassa, the Diva of Divination. I think I'm at 5 months, maybe 6 months out. And here I am. So here I've met great people like you, Ben, Richie, Gerald, Sonia, Sweet Sonia, and EQ, my sweetie pie, KD, Dolly, the Wolf Girl, Amy, just, Kristen Louise, Jackie, Viviani, Sharon, just here I am. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it. And I love hearing that. So thank you for sharing and so openly, with all of us. And like I said, that makes a big difference to me too, just to know someone that has been liberated that much and is just come into her own. And, I just appreciate, what you had to say.
And it's been a journey. I started in 2006. So, it didn't happen overnight, but I had to continue to do the work. And Spirit brought me the people that helped me with my healing and to empower me to do my own healing.
Right. That's awesome. Is any In the chat, got some questions from Minnassa. She is willing and able to answer those, or maybe not, but take a stab at them. So if anybody has any questions, make sure you put it in emojis for me and caps so I can see that, okay? Just like Jackie just did here. Minnassa, you rock, she
So
says.
sweet. Thank you so much. This, it's very liberating for me to be able to share. I want people to know that this very simple statement, God is love, that's the truth. Whatever else you think about God, let's look at that. But love, and what I love about that statement in the Greek is that it's actually written as a mathematical equation, right? So like 1 + 1 = 2. And that those equations are basic facts, right? That I can say 1 + 1 = 7. Well, you can say that, but the mathematical way that, and so that's how precise that God is love. It's mathematical. And then love is kind. Part of us, we have to deal with love because people say, I love you, and then they hit you. And say, I love you, and they
Yes,
deserted you. So
right.
again, we've got to unlearn, but go back that love is kind.
The
Love
unlearning
is
part.
healing. Love is wholeness. Love is
Yep.
light. Love is safe. And then you get that understanding that the divine is love. Divine is light. The divine is
Yep.
safe and a sacred space. And that, just as when Moses from the Old Testament goes and sees this burning bush and it's not being consumed, and the divine says, where you're standing right now, thank you, Marcia, that where you are right now is holy ground, that where we are the holy ground, and to live from that space. So, yes, do I need to lose some weight? Yes, but I'm still holy ground. Do I need to add more vegetables? Living here in the South, I'm not sure they sell vegetables here. No. Yes. Do I need to forgive myself for more stuff? Yes, but I'm still holy ground. Yeah, it's the journey. It's the journey. And there's not an end. I'm not trying to get to someplace. I'm just on my journey. And so, yes, it's a journey, and it has been a beautiful, even doing this mindfulness. I cannot tell you how many times that things just went awry, and it's happening so easy. I almost don't know what to do. I mean, I'm like writing to
Right.
people who don't know me, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, we're going to put this in our bulletin. Yeah, I'm going to see you on this." Yeah, I'm just like,
Right.
"Okay."
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that's beautiful. I know that when I was in college, I also went to a Christian college, a Baptist college, and I came in a Bible beater, and I was like, I would yell at people who cursed and everything, and I just thought, but that was the way I was raised, and I came out and ended up gay and ready to go to Florida and party my ass off, and that's what I did. And it was through learning. And I remember telling one of my friends who was helping me because they didn't believe the same thing that the whole town there believed. Anyways, and I went to the largest Christian university in the world, Liberty University. Jerry Falwell was my chancellor, and we were taught, on a daily basis how wrong homosexuality was, and it's right up there with murder. And towards the end I said to my friend, I said, that is not the God that I feel inside me. There's something wrong with the way that I have been taught, and I need to figure that out, because that is not what I believe deep down. And I'm not trying to not believe it. I just don't. I believe that there is a God that loves us unconditionally. And how can he be a cosmic cop, be striking everybody down dead in Sodom and Gomorrah at the same time when, and not trying to go down that rabbit hole, but, at the same time that he made us the way that we are. I used to pray every night. Please let me be attracted to girls. Please let me have the same feelings for girls that other guys do. Please let me be, and I would hang out with the guys and try to be one of the guys. And, I was for the most part, but I wasn't attracted to the girls that they were attracted to. I was attracted to them. And it only got stronger, Minnassa, as I prayed every night and cried myself to sleep. It only got stronger the next day. I said, you know what? This is not been something that I think have been taught is wrong, and it's not for me. I could just speak for me, but
I'm
yeah.
just saying that again, why would they focus so much on that? Jesus didn't say a word about that.
Right,
Right? So they're all about
exactly.
Jesus. They ain't gonna love them some Jesus. Okay, Jesus wasn't talking about that. Jesus was talking about loving your neighbor, about accepting
Right.
people. And you look at the people that Jesus healed and interact with, they were people that were outcasts. But I don't see them talking about that in those schools or at church. Just saying.
Right. And Marsha has a question here. Wants to know if you're only a tarot reader.
No, so, well, do, do you mean like I only use tarot, or do I also use oracle cards? Or is that my only spiritual gift? So the answer is no. I
Yeah.
do tarot and oracle, so in case you're wondering about that. And then I do Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. And so I have my fourth level of Reiki. So I also do healing because I do healing because one, that's part of my Pentecostal background. And I had a heart murmur when I was young. And my friend who came from Pentecostal school, because we went to a strict non-Pentecostal school, said that if you believe and you let my minister anoint you with oil, you will be healed. So I went to the church. All right, how simple is that? Hey, Ron, how simple is that? Well, I still have the heart murmur. But people always ask me, do you take medicine? Do you have mitral valve prolapse, right? So there was the healing, something very simple, right? He anointed me with oil, laid hands, and boom. And so I've always had that believing. My mother is a healer. It's in my family. And so I'm a Reiki master and I do healing. I do tarot and oracle readings. And then I also do mindfulness coaching. So maybe what you get attracted to me, you get attracted to me, but you don't really want a tarot reading, but you understand that you've been drawn to me because you need some guidance in your life. You need to become more connected and grounded back in who you are. Well, that may be that you actually want to have a mindfulness coaching session with me. And so I do all those things. And I'm also a public speaker, preacher, and a teacher, tarot reader, oracle, healer, coach. Okay.
Everything.
And a mama
Love
and a
it.
wife
And a mom and a
and a
wife. I
daughter.
love it.
I'm a sister too.
I love it. I love it. That's cool. We have about 15 minutes before we hit the hour. Would you like to do some questions maybe? We can pull
Mm-hmm.
some cards. Does anyone want a reading for me and Minnassa? Or is anybody up for that? We can take at least 2 or 3 by the end of the hour.
And then
So
you
let's
didn't
see.
tell everybody your big news.
Oh, about coming up later on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna do that at the end, but I'll be happy to say that while people are gathering their questions. Yeah, thank you, Minnassa. So it's my 1 year. I'm a little bit late on doing it, but it's my 1 year channel anniversary, and I'm going to be doing that at 3 o'clock today. And also, we just hit over 500 people in the lounge, the Scorpio Sun Terra Lounge, and I'm so happy and proud about that. So we're doing just a big party panel at 3 o'clock. You'll be here on my channel. Kristen, Louise, Jackie may or may not be. We're getting her over her shy spell. But Nancy and Sarah will all be with me on the panel. We're going to have some special guests coming up. And it's just going to be a fun time. I want to talk to the people who have, inspired me the most. And I would love for you to come as well. And I'm going to do open mic night, just like 5 minutes if people want to pop on. If not, that's fine too. But yeah, we're just going to have a good time. And we're going to give away at least 5 decks. I think 6. So yeah, we're going to have a giveaway. So that's my big news.
All right. And I want to say Misty hit it right on the nose that people accuse Jesus of hanging out around the wrong people. Yes, that he was around the people that, and the other thing is Jesus took his anger or his frustration out on the traditional church people. And
Right.
so again, that yes, Jesus hung. I actually wrote an article for the paper here in Tipton County that said Jesus loved the wrong people, and the wrong in quotes, of course, that Jesus loved those people that society would not love, and that's who we're supposed to be. And so yes, right on target. So yes, looks like some people want some cards. Um,
Yeah. Let's see. didn't see any. Jackie always keeps me in line. Oh, here, I see one from Viviani. Let me star you, Viviani.
Yes, I think so.
Did you see anybody else?
Yes, I think I think there were a couple of people earlier, maybe Kiba.
I would like a reading. Marcia, too. Got Marcia. And reading. Yep, Kiba. Okay. So we've got those three. Let me see. Oh, is that what you were talking about when Misty wrote? I just now saw it.
Yeah, he sat at the table with whores, liars, and gamblers. So if you're
Yep.
following Jesus, that's right. I mean, simple.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's 3 questions. So let me see.
All right, Heather, have a good weekend.
I want to just look at this real quick. I never had direct questions to ask them with this about me dying. Oh, okay, well.
I'm just saying, Misty, the answer is you're going to die one day, so don't worry about that.
I love that. Yeah, we're all going down that road. We all have an expiration date.
That's true, and that's your transition date. You're going to return to eternity.
Yep. All right, so I believe Kiba was first here. So
all right.
Kiba would like a reading. I will let you do the honors of going first if you would like, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Divine Feminine deck. It is oracle. It is a tarot deck. I have my little cloth here, so that's why I've turned this way. And so Kiba. Now I know Kiba's mother. Kiba, what's your mom think? Because she had reached out to me. I have a morning inspiration, Monday through Friday. I do an inspirational reading. Then I have a tarot card that goes with that, and I do a little mini sermon. And your mother had told me that she was your mother. So Kiba, who's that? All right, here we go. Scott, how many cards are we supposed to pull? Because one time I was on a car show and I'm just pulling all these cards. Like,
you pull what you want to pull. You pull what you want to pull. We got 3 questions, and I decided to close it after that, so we're good.
All right, I'm gonna pull 2 cards because I remember I was with Allie and I was like pulling 5 cards, and she was like, "Girl, what you doing?" So here we go. All right. So Kiba, 2 cards. Here we go. The 9 of Wands, which is criticism, and then the 7 of Wands, which is pessimism. So this is about what are you thinking? This is the time to connect with your true thoughts. Let me tell you, this is something, I'm gonna clean it up, but this is something that my daughter's father told me years ago. Everybody got a belly button, just like everybody got an opinion. And so this is your opportunity. The cards are Marsha Green. Yes, the cards are giving you the opportunity to say, release that. Get out of your mind. People, whatever people think, that's fine. But if you continue to allow those thoughts, it's going to put you in a darker and darker and darker place. And this is the time, my sister, to step out into the light. Step out into the light. So release those thoughts with love. And when you go into your mind, say, I am in the light, and then go to that place. But people's criticism is getting you all down. Forget it. Everybody got an opinion.
All right, Kiba, I pulled out of the Sacred Self-Care Oracle for you, and I've got Aroma Therapy. So I don't know if you like different kind of essential oils. That's what I'm thinking. I can't have them as much because I got a cat, but I used to before I had the cat. I had essential oils all over the place, and lavender is great to use for de-stressing. Let's see. I'm sure you could help me with this, Minnassa, as well. I know sandalwood is good for stress and for clearing. And you can buy the little bottles on Amazon. You can buy them. Just want to make sure they're 100% pure, because some you dilute them and it doesn't do the same thing. So you have to be careful with that. But peppermint for my head, man, that has saved me so many migraines. Rubbing some peppermint here. I don't know if you get headaches. That's what's coming to my mind. Kiba, you may be a headache sufferer or migraine sufferer like I was. Try peppermint. And I'm not a doctor, no, but go to the doctor if you've got migraines. The entertainment purposes only. But yeah, you got Peppermint and lavender also on the temples really helps. Lavender for more of a kind of an achy head, right? The whole thing's just kind of aches all over your neck. Might put some lavender on that. If it's like a fierce stabbing, like migraine, peppermint.
Correct. So this connection is that what's got you in your head, what is causing you stress, is other people's opinions. Release those, and then allow that. In the Old Testament, when they made a sacrifice to God, it was an aroma. So now is the time to allow the beautiful smells of your success, the aroma of your power and light, to fill your mind, and to use these great tools.
Love that. Yeah, love that. All right, let's see who is next here. I believe we have Kiva's mom is Marsha.
Yay.
Are you doing tarot or oracle, Minnassa?
So I'm doing tarot, and this is one of my favorite tarot decks, which is Spirit Song. It's like with the animals.
Oh my gosh, I ordered that. Is that Paulina Cassidy?
Yes, it is.
I've got it coming in the next day or two.
I love her. I love this deck.
Synchronicity.
I love it. Especially if I have a client that I know is going to have a challenging reading, I will oftentimes pull this deck so it could be a little softer. But I'm pulling this deck for Marsha because it told me to. And because she has a very sweet energy, so this is perfect.
Yes, she does.
All right. So I've got, there we go. The 4 of Acorn, which is a nice little walrus, which is comfort and community. And then the 3 of Feathers, which is release and recovery. And so this is something that all of us moms need to hear, but this is a very special message for you, which Marsha, which is yes, take time for yourself. Your family needs you, yes. Your community needs you, yes. But there is someone who needs you more than that, and that is you. And so as you serve your community, do it from a place of comfort. So what they're showing me is that you have a big heart, so oftentimes it's hard for you to say no. But you can say yes in a way that's beneficial to yourself. The 3 of Feathers is a collaboration or card with the 3 of Swords, which is all about that broken heart. But this card has the moth rising. So I get the real question is, or the real answer is, release. Everyone loves you. You don't have to prove anything. And so by saying yes or being Miss Johnny on the spot, you don't need to do that anymore. Serve from a place of knowing your worth and value, and you will rise in a new way. Spread your wings and bring more love and light to yourself and your community.
Right on cue. Like you said about the rising, it says spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. So yeah, just what I think that goes great with what was just said. And then this one, I wanted to read. This is from the Super Attractors, and I don't know if Thalma is still here, but I hope she doesn't mind. Thalma sent me these in the mail yesterday. These are beautiful oracles, and she wisdom of the oracle as well. And just a thank you, but a thank you to her. And sorry to get off your reading here, Marsha. I think this goes hand in hand as well. Squirrel, where? Where's the squirrel? Is it behind you? No, that's a duck. StreamYard. Okay. As soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power toward what I want. Notice there's eyes in there. That's okay. That's okay that there are eyes. There's a me in there, because just like Minnassa said, if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to take care of it by anybody else? But you choose to see the light in the dark corners. Even in your dark corners, you can find the light. You're a beautiful person, and just redirect your power toward what you want, the manifestation again, right? Okay, so that's what I got. All right, and I think we have one more here. Viviani.
Oh my goodness. Viviani, and thank you for being such an awesome moderator everywhere.
Yes, she is.
I've
Yes.
gone into a couple groups where I really didn't know anybody, and I see Viviani, I'm like, hey! So very
Yeah.
good.
Viviani's everywhere. There must be 2 or 3 of her.
Yeah, taking care of others. Yes, and
Yeah.
many have taken advantage of your kindness, but yes, it's time. It is time for the divine feminine to arise. And so people like you and me, Marcia, that were taught to serve, Jesus said, love your neighbors as you love yourself. So loving myself is a part of the divine plan. Um, so also, Scott, can I give a quick plug? If you would like, join me Mondays through Friday for my morning
Yes.
Minnassa. It comes up at 6:30 a.m. It's just an inspirational reading and a tarot card and a little message from me, 3 to 5 minutes, and that's it. All right,
I
Viviani.
start my mornings with that. I try to get it every single time, and it lifts
Thank
me up.
you.
So thank you for doing that. Everybody should, yeah, be on that radar for Minnassa. Make sure you like and subscribe to her channel. I'm sure the people will put Jackie, Viviani, everyone else has been putting
Yes,
links in. Hopefully,
and please hit the thumbs up for this show, and like and subscribe to Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot if you don't already.
and come back at 3:00. Yes, we're gonna have a ball. We're having a ball here now. We're just gonna continue it.
Oh, Wes, I love these cards. So, Viviani, my first card is the 10. Here we go. 10 of crystals. Here we go.
That's pretty.
Stability and attainment. And then the 9 of acorns. This beautiful puma on here, which is power and perseverance. And so this is really a big clapping hands to the universe, from the universe to you, that yes, you have believed and you have persevered. There's been a dream in your heart that you often don't talk about, but you have pursued it, sown the seeds. And now your faithfulness to yourself and to your vision, you are getting ready to see the benefit of that. You have laid a stable foundation. You were willing to take the time, and now the blossoms from that will forever grow and they will spread more seeds. And so, congratulations to you. Be prepared to step into your power as you have served yourself, lived your life, and now get ready for your reward. And get your flowers while you're alive.
Awesome. I love that. So I've got this. I do the therapests for you, Viviani. They were calling your name, and I'm not sure. I just saw them over there listening. So this one says, close here, little bunny rabbit. Says it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to be scared. You will succeed in spite of these feelings. It's all about getting out of that state of fear, right? Fear is a liar. That's just all it is. Fear is an illusion. And once you stop out, I can't even speak now. Once you come out of that, then that is when you begin to see things, as Minnassa was saying, that you can step into great power, right? And it's okay to float along. It's okay to just be. I love a jellyfish because a jellyfish does not swim. A jellyfish flows, right? So the jellyfish is going to go. You step on a jellyfish, it's not the jellyfish's fault. It's your fault because you move towards it. It's just flowing, right? So be like the jellyfish, flow. Don't put all this worry on yourself or fear, because you don't deserve it. What you deserve is to just be like the jellyfish and be the beautiful person that you are. Don't let anything hold you back, is what I'm hearing. So that's what I got for that.
Yes, and I definitely want to give a shout out to, yes, Ron, Sharon Seib, Greeter, Jackie, Viviani. Oh, awesome.
Yes, thank you all so
Awesome.
much.
I just wanted to give that honor to Viviani while we were doing her reading. But yes, and I always think of Ron as my cray friend, so I don't really think of him as a moderator. He's just some crazy Canadian who I love, just being cray.
And flowing, yes. Absolutely.
And flowing too. So just, I'm moderators on some people's channels. So the moderators, we're awesome.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I'm glad you gave that plug. Minnassa, do you have anything else coming up soon? If you would like to
No,
let us know.
yeah. If I will put if you want to participate in the mindfulness sessions that I'll be doing, we're going to do those. It'll be through a Zoom link and I'll put it in there, but just continue to hold space for me that I will. One of the things I said to the universe when I got here is, if you open the door, I will boldly walk through it, and that I will continue to be
It's awesome.
empowered to do that.
It's awesome. And if Minnassa, if you'd like to, in the lounge, I know you're in there. If you would like to put that information in there, you are
Oh, I
more than
will. Thank
welcome
you, Scott.
to.
I didn't
Yeah,
put anything because it's not tarot related.
no, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Tarot and other forms of divination that get you closer to source. That's what my channel's here for. So
Well,
that's what
thank
the
you.
lounge is there for. So
I'll put
you
it in on
feel
Monday.
free. All right, everybody, please come back at 3 o'clock. I'm so excited. We're going to have all kinds of special guests, and we're giving away 5, at least, I think probably around 6 different decks. And we're going to be pulling names out of a beautiful blue bag, and it's going to be awesome. So you guys come back. And Minnassa, thank you so much for being my guest. It has been just wonderful. You're
Well,
such
thank you
a
for creating.
pleasure to be with and to learn from. So thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you for creating a safe and sacred space where I could be myself.
And you sure were, and I'm so thankful for you for doing that. All right, thank you everybody in chat. Have a wonderful hour, and then come back and see me. All right, and we'll get going for now. Thank you, Minnassa. Love you guys. All right, bye bye.